Kanye West is always known for pushing boundaries, but this time he's gone too far. Call me Adolf Hitler, and your B still wants to F. Hitler was so fresh. Well, it looks like Ye and Elon Musk are gonna have fun doing coordinated TikTok dances and movements. I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my fave. Some of my best friends are Jewish and I don't trust any of them. I don't even know what the F anti-Semitic means. It's just some BS Jewish people made up to protect their BS. Was that the right there? No, if you actually want the definition of anti-Semitism, we could just take these tweets and just display that now when people Google it. And look, Kanye has this history of trying to be edgy. I feel like throughout the years, when Kanye feels like he can go against the grain, he can go against what's trending or what the popular opinion is, sometimes he will do that just for the sake of making a point. Just because he always sees himself as sort of like this counterculture movement, this really independent, free spirit and free thinker. So he loves to push boundaries, to ask questions, to say things that most people wouldn't say. But unfortunately, there are limits to how far you can go. And even though we have a country where freedom of speech is celebrated, well, words still have consequences. You still have to take accountability for the things that you say. And those are just a few of the things that Kanye has said in his latest just Twitter rant. I mean, he's still making tweets as I make this video. It's just insane. He said like F Virgil. He said free Diddy as well. Like, I have no idea what rabbit holes he is going down and what is going on in his head. Oh yeah, he's also teaming up to sell Sean John merchandise. That's a great business decision. Puff, we love you. I can't wait for the Kanye-sponsored baby oil. I'm happily out of touch, which to me, I don't even think you can write this off as a manic episode from Kanye. Like, there's a lot of self-awareness reflected that he says in follow-ups to some of the tweets that he's making. Almost like, you know, you get into an argument, and maybe you have one of those homies who wants to, like, play devil's advocate, and they'll take on the other position just for the sake of taking on. It feels like Kanye's trying to be devil's advocate, but literally he's working for the devil. I used to be woke too when he had a say no to Nazi shirt. Me too is extortion. If really taped you, then it's legal, not financial. Can't nobody see that. But I think this is the most telling one of them all. My sales doubled since last night. Damn, the world must be racist like me. And this is it to me. You know, it's no secret that Kanye is working on a new album. He's been teasing that Bully is coming out. And it feels like now we're getting to this pattern of Kanye crash outs, of Kanye just saying the wildest shit he can possibly think of, because then it makes him relevant in news cycles. He gets a bunch of attention and then he releases music. So I can't even argue that this is like a manic Kanye episode anymore, because obviously there is intent behind it. Like, the goal is to try to drive attention to his music and to just show that, hey, I can just push the boundaries of freedom of speech and I can just like be this edgelord and, you know, get away with it because there's going to be no repercussions for me because I don't care. And honestly, I don't think he believes half of the crazy shit that he's saying. He's just saying it because he can say it and he knows it's going to get engagement. He knows it's going to get him attention. I mean, come on, look at this t-shirt. And honestly, I didn't even want to make a video on this, but I've been a Kanye West fan for a very long time. And just as a fan, this shit hurts. It hurts my heart to see. Like, I came up in the college dropout days. I came up in the graduation days. Like, to me, Kanye is and always will be one of the greatest producers and creative minds of all time. And yeah, maybe there is a fine line between genius and insanity. But what you don't want to see is his amazing legacy just be tarnished. Like, in how we reflect and how we remember Kanye when we look back and we see all these just wild outbursts and moments that are obviously attention grabs. And I think that's where I really just struggle as a fan, as someone who always wants to listen to Kanye to see the art that he's putting forward and what he's trying to do. But it gets harder and harder each and every year that we have to do this, that we have to deal with this to really separate the art from the artist. And I've made a number of tweets on this. I've talked about this in videos now, where we live in a world where accountability really seems to be lacking. And we have terrible precedents that are set by politicians, set by our leaders, that are set by celebrities, that are set by influencers. And for me, this is another dangerous precedent that's being set by Kanye West. Because he has kids, he has teenagers, he has young fans who look up to him. He has people who really love and adore him. And by doing this, you just are showing the world like, hey, it's okay for you to just say this wild stuff too, even if you don't mean it, because you could be edgy, you could get away with it, and it's going to get you attention, and it's going to get you that promotion that you're looking for. And I just feel like we're having so many bad role models for kids these days. Like, we have a responsibility as influencers with our platforms, with the people who digest the information that we put out, with how we share our thoughts. And I don't believe that it's okay just to like fly off the handle and just irresponsibly say whatever the hell you want to say at all times, because that just, how does that set an example for the next generation? How does that, set the right path of there is a way to be humble about having a following. There is a way to move correctly, to be thoughtful with your platform, to use your platform as a force for good, to use your platform as an example to inspire others, to try to contribute to humanity, because you are so lucky that you are in the position that you're in. And the only reason you're in that position is because of all the fans who have supported you and bought your music and bought your merchandise and stood up for you over the years. Where is that responsibility to give back to them? And just that humility with it all. And we saw it with Kendrick Lamar's interview that I broke down yesterday. We saw a man who's trying to set the right example through his words and how he carefully articulates himself, and he thinks through what he's saying, and he gives you that humility, but he also comes through with that confidence, right? I think there's a difference. You need confidence to get to where you're going, and Kanye has never lacked that confidence, but sometimes that confidence can be pushed too far. It just becomes cockiness. It comes off the wrong way. Whereas we have an example of Kendrick who shows you how to be confident, how to be one with yourself, how to be comfortable in your own skin and not afraid to stand up for and say what you want to say. Versus someone over here who is just saying whatever they want to say as if they're trying to make a point, and they're making all these jokes and examples, but they're the only one who's on the inside in the know of what's going on. But I don't know, man. I don't want to spend too much longer on this video. Like, I feel like we've already been here. The point has been said many times over, but there has to be a breaking point with all this. And there has to be a point where the fans respond to Kanye and drive the message home, so that maybe, he learns a lesson from it all, or maybe he never will. I don't know. But anyways, let me know what you guys think below. Listen, there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of songs that I want to cover, that I want to get to. I've been away filming for 3 straight days, so I'm kind of in catch-up mode. And there's some things that I do want to cover, but I want to be just fully awake. I'm a little drained today, so I felt like this was an important story that we could cover, that we could talk about, but we got a lot more content planned. Obviously, we got the Super Bowl around the corner, but don't worry. I'm seeing some of your requests. I know we got a lot on the way, so thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your understanding, as I always try to balance being an artist, being a breakdown channel, trying to put out daily content, and just like continuing to weave our way through these waters. But thank you as always, guys. Appreciate you. Comment down below what you think of this Kanye situation. Stay safe, stay positive. If you want to support, go get your merch, knoxhilldmv.com. Go join the Patreon. It all helps. It all helps the channel. All right, everybody. Catch you again soon.
Sit down, sit down. Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it